Bro, time is the best salesman in the world. I see so many people talking about their products and their services and their digital products. And man, they spend all damn day when really time is the best salesman. And people are starting to catch on. That's why you see these gimmicks all the time. That's why you see YouTube videos popping up saying, manifest now, manifest fast, right? Get jacked quickly, right? Because time is the best salesman. I mean, and we're the idiots that keep on paying for it, right? Because we know, because we're the ones that pay for it. So that's why everybody else does it. But it's also so misleading. But I want you to think of it like this, though. Amazon, you can go get a paperback book right now on Amazon for $7, right? Now remember, they got to go get that book created somehow. Then they got to pay to ship it to you. But yet they're going to only charge you $7. But the Kindle e-version, which they only had to make one time, and then it just sits on the website. You don't even have to pay anybody anything else, right? They're going to sell it to you for $12. Why on earth would they make it more money? Because they know that we're going to pay for it because we want it now. But it's also super fucking misleading because at the end of the day, we don't know. We can tell you we can get you jacked in 90 days, but at the end of the day, we don't know how you're really going to stick to your diet. We can tell you we can make you 10K in 30 days, but honestly, you can't promise nobody amount of money. I mean, no entrepreneur in the world knows the exact dollar amount that they're going to make on a day-to-day basis. None, not one. They can give you an idea. They can give you pretty close because they've been doing it for a while or because they have like certain amount of money coming in or they know what type of actions will cause what type of, result. But it does not mean they can give you the exact dollar amount of how much you're actually going to make. It's so freaking misleading. But we love that shit. We love it. We eat it up because that time frame gives us a mental vision of clarity that we think, oh, okay, cool. Then you mean in 30 days, I'll just be like this? I'll be jacked and rich? Shit, I'm in, right? Now, on the flip side of this, so you don't think I just wasted your click on this video, okay, I want to just speak some truth. First of all, it's totally misleading. But at the end of the day, now I'm 41 years old, okay? Yes, I'm going to use my age for an example because here's the thing, a while back, if I would have told you how fast somebody can make $100,000, I would have been like, okay, it's going to take anywhere from 6 months to a year. And of course, for some other people, it's going to take longer than that, right? I mean, let's be honest, right? We all think the same way, right? Come on. I mean, unless you're maybe like, 15 or 20, right? And you're now seeing all these people pop up making money very quickly. Back in the day, we would have thought, okay, 6 months to a year, maybe, possibly even longer than that, right? Where nowadays, some people are knocking it out of the park in 4 months. So to say that it's possible, hell yes, it's possible. Nowadays, it's unbelievable what people are doing with digital marketing and the fact that the ones that are actually making good money fast, you know what they're doing? They're branding them and they're developing their skills. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the gimmicks make people a lot of money and make some money. But I've also seen those same people still at a job and in a couple of months they're on to the next gimmick and the next gimmick and the next thing and the next thing. And they're not making really good money and they're not leaving their job where some of the people that are branding themselves and their skills, they're making like $100,000 in 4 months, right? $160,000 in 5 months, $300,000 in 9 months, $400,000 in 11 months. And they're actually leaving their jobs and considering it to be full time. So I want to leave you with some value on this video, right? The time frame that it's going to take you to actually really make good money is totally going to be dependent upon you, right? It really is. Like, what are your beliefs? What are your thoughts, right? What is your work ethic? What are you doing? Do you actually have, a process? And when you do have that process, are you actually sticking to that process and staying focused? Because in a world of fucking consumers, left and right, we are soaking up so much damn information nowadays. It's unbelievable to where I've actually have done the reverse and stopped soaking up so much information. And it's brought me more success. And the only reason why is because when you soak up all this information, you think the more information I soak up, I'm going to learn. And because I've learned, I have this knowledge. And now that I have this knowledge, I have this sense of clarity and conviction and confidence within myself to make the next step, but you really don't. It's kind of like, like a map, right? It's kind of like a map, right? You could drive all day, but when you have that map, you have a sense of direction, so you feel confident about driving now, right? You know how some people are like, I don't want to get lost. But when you have a map or you have your navigation on, you feel like, okay, no matter what, I'm not going to get lost because I got navigation. So you feel more comfortable taking that. So we take that same idea and we apply it to just life, to something of the unknown. And I understand that. But in a world where we're getting hit with so much so much information and so many people's opinions and things like that, you really have the reverse effect of just procrastinating, waiting, getting overwhelmed, getting in your head and overthinking, analysis paralysis, to where you want to make a decision, but then you don't. So that's another problem, right? You might get an actual process or a blueprint. And here's the other thing, like my coach always says, right? He'll even sit there and tell me, he was like, yo, we make the simplest things so complicated because we're not used to just keeping things simple. Like everybody will sit there and tell you that, hey, millionaires have multiple streams of income. And it's true. And there are people out there making money off of multiple streams of income. I'm not denying that. But if you take a lot of other millionaires, like actual millionaires, right, they'll all generally say, I stayed focused on this, right? This one thing, right? Now, I understand that's going to be hard for people because some people do have two income streams, right? They have their job and their side hustle. And because nowadays, hell, if you have a 9-to-5, you better have a fucking side hustle nowadays, right? But because it's not going to be enough. But anyways, what they're trying to say is we put all our energy in this. Why? Because where focus goes, energy flows, right? So when you have that energy, I made a video about this a while back where I said, hey, sometimes it's not about your effort. It's about the energy behind the effort that you put in that's going to have maximum results. If you think of Roger Bannister, the guy that broke the mile within 4 minutes, think about it, right? It's not like he trained differently. It's not like he was faster than the other guys. Really, it just became a belief. And so when that belief hit, the energy behind his run made him actually break the record. You get that? Do you understand that? Like, he wasn't training harder. He wasn't injecting steroids. He wasn't anything like that. He just actually found the belief within himself that it could be possible, right? Because back then they didn't even think it was possible. They thought your heart would explode. You see what I'm saying? So once he had that belief, the effort behind that energy made him go and run faster, apparently. Okay. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is this. What would be a better route for you to take, though, rather than just trying to focus on somebody selling you a time frame, right? Would be to become the person. That is something that you can do really, really quickly. And when you become the person, right, that's when the results really start kicking in a lot faster. And what I mean by this is when I took notice of all these people making way more money a lot faster, they were dialed in on pretty much one thing. They were dialed in on building their brand. They were dialed in on building their skills. They were dialed in on telling their story, that has everything to do with stepping into a role. See, a lot of times we get sold on a gimmick and we're not 100% behind that gimmick. And you want to know why? Because we're still waiting for the gimmick to prove it to us. So it's kind of like if you say, hey, this diet will help you lose weight. We're like, I don't know. Or this gimmick says you can make a whole bunch of money in 20 days or something, or 30 days, right? We're kind of like, I don't believe it. I'm going to try it because I'm hoping, but I don't really believe it. And now we start talking about it to other people. We don't even sound convincing because we're still waiting on the gimmick to prove to ourselves, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be better if you just stepped into your role, if you just became the person. I always tell people, and it goes over their head, it's not the how, it's the who. If you want the digital marketing lifestyle, like you want to say, yo, I would love to be like Justin Springer. I would love to be at home making content, chilling on my ass, you know what I mean? And making, having $500 days, selling the roadmap and living that lifestyle. Like tomorrow, I'm freaking just going to California. I didn't take time off. I didn't ask nobody for permission. I'm a fucking grown man. I don't want to ask nobody for permission. You feel me? But if you want that, you have to understand what Justin Springer did, right? he became a digital marketer, right? He fell in love with digital products. He learned about digital marketing, right? He learned how to market. He started focusing on the process. Remember what I just said? I started to eliminate some of the extra consuming. Instead of being an 80% consumer and 20% producer, I became an 80% producer and a 20% consumer, right? I only want to consume people that are going to help me grow. And the rest of the time, I want to devote towards creating and producing so I can give value, which is really is what is bringing me money anyways, right? When we show up and give value. So I guess I want to end this video with this, man. The truth is there is no set time that it's going to take to make you good money, right? Because the possibility now, due to the internet and the fact that these platforms will allow us to have the reach that we have, you can see results quickly. Is it guaranteed? No. Why? Because we don't know what you are going to do. So this is what I would say. Focus more on you, your actions each and every day. Are your thoughts, actions, and energy put into the process that you see that is order to that you have in front of you to make that money. Because if you have once you first learn the process, once you learn the process and you develop your skills, make sure you put all your thoughts, actions, and energy. And you have to be on guard of that, right? The way that you're thinking, the way that you're talking to yourself, right? Like if I say, oh, I'm struggling. Well, shit. Okay, stop. Say, all right, I'm learning. All right, I got this. So this video didn't do too good. It's okay. I'm going to do this video, right? And if you can, and then your actions, making sure that your actions count each and every day, then you'll actually be able to see results really quickly. All right. I'm dead serious. And you'll even feel good because Tony Robbins, he said something that really helped me out one day when he said happiness is just progress. And what he meant by that was the time that you don't feel like you're moving somewhere closer, that's when we don't feel happy, right? So that's why me and my coach, we started talking about stacking wins every day. And a win can be anything, right? You get up, like you on your alarm clock, when the alarm clock goes off, you get up immediately. You held your word. You said, I'm going to get up immediately. And then you did it. You held your word. So that's a win, right? But anyways, once you start doing those, you stack enough wins, guess what? You have a winning life. Well, it's the same thing with your business, right? If you could see that, if you say, hey, today I'm going to be a digital marketer and I'm going to get my videos out. I'm going to make my content good. I'm going to make sure that my message is better. And you focus on those variables, right? Those variables will help you to see results faster than just falling for some crazy gimmick or somebody else's timeline. Because that's another thing you have to understand. Their timeline might not be your timeline because you probably are going to have things that you're going to have to overcome and grow through, right? These things, these obstacles are put in your way because these are your learning lessons. And you need to understand that. The learning lessons that they probably didn't have to have is probably because they were already good at. So you can't look at their time frame and thinking your time frame is going to be the same. And who knows? You looking at their time frame might diminish your time frame because who knows what took them 30 days to complete a task, right? Probably only will take you 15 because maybe you're a little bit more talented, but you won't see that because you're only worried about their time frame, right? And that's why I say worry about becoming the digital marketer rather than what these digital marketing things can do for you.